Hey guys, TnA here with another Katarina game. Hold up, let's see what's going on here. Nothing interesting, but lately I've been a little bit down with Kat in the sense that she's been feeling a little bit weak for me. At higher elo, at lower elo she feels perfectly fine. I don't understand why, but I'm pretty weak. I feel pretty weak at higher elo, so I've been trying some new things. When I say weak, it's like I pick up a quadra kill at bot lane. This is just an example. I picked up a quadra kill on bot lane like 12 minutes into the game. I pick up a really good item. I pick up a DFG. And then I go into a team fight and I deal absolutely no damage. I'm just like, wow, that's really sad. So I realized something because of that. Katarina's skillings are absolute crap. They're really, really bad. Her skillings compared to other champions are ridiculously bad. So that means it's going straight AP on her doesn't necessarily increase your damage output that significantly. So with that in mind, what I've been trying to do is I've been trying out new builds and everything. I've tried Leandries, I've tried, that's basically it. There's only two builds in this game. It's either Leandries or Hat. DFG is basically a Hat build because they scale off each other. But I've tried both of them, and Leandries is pretty weak, honestly. I've tried it a few times, and it's pretty weak. The damage up front is great, but as soon as your enemy is lower on HP, you have no finishing power. Leandries is basically useless. It only gives you that armor pen magic pen and a little bit of AP, but that extra damage output from its passive doesn't affect your damage output especially when your enemy is lower on HP. So Leandries is weak, so that just knocked it out of the field because when I play Kat, I want to play her as a carry, so she's dealing as much damage as possible. So I've tried. Oh, jeez, sorry. So I've tried something else. Of course, I've tried rushing Hat, and it's a little bit weak, especially after they nerfed Hat. So let me explain why Kat feels a little bit weaker now. It's because every single time they're consistent, every single patch they're always changing something, and that indirectly nerfs Kat. For example, two patches before I told Riot to nerf Kat's ratios because she was too strong late game, and they did that, and that's perfectly fine. Then after that, the community complained that she was too strong, and then they nerfed her damage output by 40 damage at max ranks, which is not that smart. Here's the thing, Katarina, what does Kat do? Katarina only does damage. She doesn't bring anything else to the team. She has no hard CC and no slows at all either. So all she does is just bring damage to the team. And if you're going to nerf her damage output, then you're just nerfing the only thing that Katarina can do. So because of this, she's just been getting weaker and weaker. And on top of that, after the last patch, they nerfed DFG, and they also nerfed death cap. They reduced the cost, but they reduced the amount of effects you get from it on top of that. So death cap feels really weak, and so is DFG now. So got it. So I've been trying something else, and so once I realized that getting good items doesn't make me any stronger, I realized that there's another issue that I was also having. I would be able to kill the enemy, I would get my passive off, but I would die way too quickly, and I wouldn't even be able to chain off my passive and pick up more kills because I just drop before I can even cast more spells. So with that in mind, I've began to build defensive items on Katarina first, as in my first item may be an Abyssal Scepter or a Hourglass based on my matchup. For example, I'm against Chogath here. If I'm not doing so well, I will rush an Abyssal Scepter against him. And then after that, I'll maybe pick up a Hat or a Hourglass based on the situation. I think of it this way. I only get Hat if first of all, if I only have an advantage, if I have a huge advantage over my enemy, then I'll get a Hat, because that's still going to make a difference, even if it's weaker. If I have that much gold that I can just spend on it. But otherwise, it's better off for me to buy something defensive, like a Abyssal Scepter or an Hourglass. That way, it will help me stay longer in team fights, deal more damage, and let me use my resets, because so I don't die as quickly. I can use my resets now. And that's the thing, since Katarina's ratios are pretty bad, you need to be able to stay in a team fight a little bit longer so you can deal more damage, which only comes from casting more spells or having a longer ult. So I've seen people do this lately. They pick up a Haunting Guise and then they don't finish it. They just leave it as a Haunting Guise, which is perfectly fine. That's actually a good idea. I personally won't do it because I feel like it's a waste of money. But it's a good idea. That extra HP, Magic Pen, and AP is definitely very helpful, especially on Katarina. Especially the booster base damage output. So that's perfectly fine. I won't do it, but if you guys want to do it, you can just go ahead and try it out. But that's about it in terms of build. Also, that's why it's a lot easier to build. DFG, they made DFG a lot harder to build, but with this build, it's a lot more versatile. If I'm winning my lane really hard, I can turn this Blasting Wand into a Death Cap, or if I'm not doing so well, I could turn this Blasting Wand into an Abyssal Scepter. So this build is pretty versatile, and that's exactly what you want. You want a versatile build that can adapt to any situation. But let's go back to the game at hand. As you can see here, I'm playing against Chogath. Somebody asked for me to upload a Chogath game. Unfortunately, this is the only Chogath I've played against recently that was actually a good game for me, because sometimes, now that I'm back at home, my internet's a little bit sketchy, so I can't really play sometimes. Like the game's pretty bad. I can't even dodge skill shots. Because the thing about Cat is, it's all about mobility and positioning. And if I'm lagging and I can't position myself well enough to... Oh, this part's so dumb. I was so pissed when this happened. I was just like, wow. We got away with 7 HP. Whatevs. And oh, by the way, I actually would have killed him if I had the right runes. Hold up. Let's see what goes on here. I'll explain what I'm talking about in a little bit. Yeah, they're not gonna get that. All right, so I also have new runes. My new runes are that I pick up. It's still the same. Reds are still the same. Reds are Magic Pen. Seals are still the same. They're HP per level, and movement speed. I mean, not movement speed. Quints are still the same. They're AP, flat AP. But my glyphs now, I'm using AP per level. And actually, this game I only had about 4 glyphs for AP per level. Since this is my Smurf count, I don't have a lot of AP, so I don't have enough runes. I don't have all the runes, all my glyphs on here. So actually, if I had my full rune set, I actually would have killed him just there. I wouldn't have died there. I would have picked up that kill a lot earlier. So it's pretty unfortunate, because I think I was missing about like more than 10 AP from there, and I'm pretty sure I'm positive 10 AP would have definitely picked up that kill, because he had 7 HP left. But anyways, I'm dead. So against this matchup, what you want to do against Chogath, if you're able to do so, you want to keep harassing Chogath down over and over and over again. It doesn't matter that he can heal. If you can keep harassing him and push him away from the creep, then first of all, he can't heal off the creep if you're pushing him away from it. And second of all, he'll be taking so much damage that even if he does heal a little bit, he's still going to be dropping low in terms of HP. And that's what you want to do against a bad Chogath. Against a good Chogath, you shouldn't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time trying to harass a good Chogath, because he's going to be able to heal up all the damage that you do. But I know that this Chogath isn't really that great, so I used it to my advantage, and I just kept harassing him all the time. And when you're looking to harass a Chogath, what you need to do is you need to Q him and try to bait out his silence. As soon as his silence is on CD, you can go in on him and ult him. Because first of all, his rupture takes a little while in order to pop up, and during that time it takes for him to cast it and have it go off. You're gonna get a pretty good ult into Chogath. So again, wait for a silence and then go in and ult him as Katarina. And that's about it against Chogath. It's just like when you're playing against Chogath, a lot of times you can't really do anything. All you can do is just farm. Just farm. And you have to call your... Oh, this is pretty funny. You guys should see this. Call your jungler to gank when you're playing against a Chogath, because he has limited mobility. He only has good hard CC, so you want to use that to your advantage and have a jungler gank. This is pretty funny. That was so dumb when I saw that. I was just like, wow. Alright. That was a really good play. He went into the bush so Rumble couldn't see him, and he started ulting. And so he caught Rumble out because of that. So when you're trying to play against a good Chogath, you want to farm as much as possible, which means that... Hold up. So I notice how I pop a ward down to give Lee Sin something to jump on. Because me walking straight up to him is going to take way too long. But anyways, so you want to be as unconfrontational as possible against the good Chogath. You don't want to fight him at all. You don't want to exchange with him. Because what's going to happen is he's going to silence you, he's going to Q you, and you're going to take damage, and you have no way to heal that damage back up. But on the other hand, his passive is just going to heal him back up. Whatever happens to him, he's just going to heal it right back up. So whenever you fight against a good Chogath, you will always lose. And so that's why you want to make sure to fight against Chogath as little as possible when you're farming. So what you want to do is you want to leave your lane, let Chogath take the creep, and then meanwhile while that's occurring, you need to go farm Wraiths or farm Wolf Camp and wait for Chogath to push the lane. As soon as Chogath pushes the lane and you're under the turret, you'll be safe from him, and then you can farm under the turret. And that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to push out too far and get harassed by Chogath. But on the other hand, at lower elo, I would suggest harassing Chogath as much as possible early game. Because early game, even though he does have heal, his heal is pretty limited. Hold up. Oh yeah, his heal scales with his level. The more higher level he is, the more HP he gains per kill because of his passive. Oh yeah, I messed up here. I didn't know that his auto attack range was that large. I wanted to bait him. I knew that he was coming, and that's why I had that ward down. But I turned around, got into his auto attack range, and he was able to slow me with his red buff and finish me off. I didn't expect his auto attack range to be that big. Because there was somebody just sneezed, if you guys are wondering what that sound was. And there's another sneeze. Yeah, I just didn't expect such a large auto attack range from him. Oh well, too bad. You live and you learn, or you die and you learn. Yeah, so just against a Chogath at lower elo, since they don't really... It's a lot harder for lower elo Chogaths to heal, because first of all, their last hitting power isn't that great. They might miss CS because of that they can't heal off it. And on top of that, at earlier levels, it's harder for Chogath to kill creep. He has fewer levels in his skills, and his auto attack's a little bit weaker, so it's going to be harder for him to heal off creep. Whenever he comes up to attack creep, you're just going to be right there and harassing him with your W and your Q. So at lower elo, I would highly suggest you just harass Chogath as hard as possible during early levels. And as you can see, that's what I did in the beginning. The entire game, all I did was just harass him. Because of that, I was able to kill him and get a huge lead over him. I have 2 levels on him, and I have a lot more gold than he does. Let's see, how much gold do I have? I have like 1,000 gold more than he does, basically. Yeah, as soon as I pick up this kill, over 1,000. Yeah. Alright. And also, if you do get pushed out of lane by a good Chogath, you want to go farm and or gank other lanes if possible. If you see a good gank, then go for it. Just go straight for it. If you get pressured out by Chogath. Oh, this is pretty funny. I just walk all over him. Again, Katarina is a very, very highly mobile champion, and sometimes you want to use that to your advantage. I could never do this if I was lagging. He's down. I didn't expect him to miss all of his skills on me. I didn't think I could dodge all of them that easily, so that's why I wasted my flash when I could have ignited him earlier and gotten out of that. Oh yeah, I saw that rumble out of nowhere. I'm just like, oh, great. So annoying. So annoying. So swag. By the way, if you guys are wondering, this is 1800 elo. This is 1900 elo. So, currently, as of this current date, this is 1900 elo. So if you guys were wondering what range this was, Oh yeah, another thing, in terms of builds, starting out builds, when you're playing against a champion that you know that you can beat out in lane, or you know that you won't get harassed as much, then you can buy go boots in 3 pots, the standard. With those extra boots, it'll be easier for you to harass. You want to pick up boots on champions that... Hold up. Yeah. You want to pick up boots and 3 pots on champions, against champions that you have an easy time harassing. The extra 25 movement speed from the boots make it so much easier for you to just walk up and then harass them, and that's what I've been doing. It's because of these extra boots that I have that I've been able to just walk all over Chogath, walk around him, just get right up in his face, and just harass him with my skill set and get out immediately after. But on the other hand, if you're playing against a champion where you can't really exchange against them, like you know that if you try to go in and harass them, they're just gonna harass you back. You want to pick up the you want to pick up more HP, as much HP as possible. So I would recommend picking up the new crystalline flask and 5 health pots, and a sight ward. And that sight ward is your form of escape. If the enemy comes to gank you, now that you have lower mobility, you can use that sight ward, put it down, and then shimpo onto it. So it's a great way to avoid getting ganked, especially at at earlier in the game. So those are the 2 alternative builds, just depending on the situation at hand. Like if you know you can't win against your enemy, like if I'm playing against a good Orianna or a good Chogath, I would personally pick up a crystalline flask and 5 health pots, because I know that I would definitely be using a lot of health pots. By the way, this fight was so dumb. I was so mad. Just watch this. I go in and I can't even kill him 1v1. He's just so fed. I don't even know what happened, bot. That this Draven, how much gold does he have? He has 900 more gold than I do as of now. Beforehand, he probably had about the same. And he's bot lane, and yet he has so much more gold than I do. So I was pretty mad. I was like, what were you guys doing at bot lane? Oh, this is pretty funny. So he walks around, puts a ward down, and then he gets caught, and then he walks all the way around again, and then jumps on the same ward. It was pretty funny. Let's push him top. Luckily, we were able to take mid turret down, which isn't really much of an... Actually, no, it is a good exchange. Because of this, we're even in terms of turrets. So luckily, top and mid did quite well for ourselves. He didn't completely crush Rumble as hard as I crushed Chogath, but he did take the turret, and so I think that's what gave him an advantage over him. Is he beating him basically? Yeah, he is actually. He has almost 2k gold on him. Never mind. Yeah, he did beat Rumble. Good job. I guess Rumble didn't do a good job last hitting. Alright, so we're gonna catch him around here. Alright, so let's go back and check that out, and I'll explain what happened and why my new build actually helped a lot in that situation. So what happened was, let's go back a little bit. Oops. Alright, so we're back here. We catch out Nunu, and notice how I have Abyssal Scepter now, so I have a lot of MR against this matchup, even though Draven is the one who's fed. But we go in and we pick up a kill on Nunu. As soon as that happens, I go in on Draven and I start ulting both of them. And they start focusing me, and they're committed. They're coming in to try to pick up a kill on me because they're focusing me down. And because of that, I basically baited them for quite some time, which gave enough time for Pantheon to catch up to the team, get his ult off, and we picked up 4 kills. We picked up 4 kills for 2 deaths. all because of the bait that I did. And I'm pretty sure if I didn't have Abyssal Scepter, I would have died a lot faster. And they might have been able to get out in time. Because what they were trying to do is they were trying to pick up a kill on me and then get out before Pantheon showed up. But it took them way too long, and we were able to... And Pantheon was able to show up and pick up a kill. So that's just good play right there on Pantheon's part, and just the added bonus tankiness from Cat. Oh yeah, and so now I'm doing quite well for myself. 646, not great, but still better. Like, I'm better than normal. Like, better than not being fed. So because of this, after this, because I already have some AP, I can go ahead and pick up my hat. You want to pick up hat later in the game so you can get that extra bonus AP from its passive, especially after the nerfs on hat. It's just so much weaker as a first item rush that you want to pick it up later in the game. So my build, if you guys are wondering now, full build is defensive item, maybe hat, and then another defensive item, and then a void staff, and then a DFG. And if necessary, I'll sell off one of my defensive items for a GA. So in this situation, excuse me, sorry, it is Abyssal Scepter, hat, Hourglass, Void Staff, Deathfire Grasp, and then I'm probably sell off my Abyssal Scepter for a Guardian's Angel, which is a must-have, especially late game. But yeah, notice how even though I didn't rush a hat first, I'm still dealing quite a bit of damage. So that's just Katarina's crappy ratios, showing how pointless it is to get so much AP. We don't have Pantheon though. Does he have Assault? Yes, he does. So we can fight this. And do we fight it? Yes, we do. There's the Pantheon ult. That was good. That was good. That was a good fight for our part on our part. Alright, so let's fast forward this a little bit because taking Baron is a little bit boring. I'm gonna go farm a little bit. What did I pick up? Got my hat. Yeah, now I'm looking to pick up my Hourglass. Uh-oh. Alright, so I see that he needs some help top, and like I tell him that I'm coming, but he doesn't do a good job baiting. He shouldn't have used that flash. If he hadn't used that flash, they would have kept chasing after him, and we would have been able to catch him out. By the way, Lee Sin is blind. Lee Sin is literally blind. He didn't see Nocturne, and I saw him, and I had to ping the bush, and then he reacted to it, and we were able to pick up a kill on that. So that just automatically turned it into a 4v5 into a 3v5, and we went back. Where's my ult? It's on CD. And that's game right there, actually. Like, even though bot lane was losing beforehand, top lane and mid lane we were able to do a good job. And we shut down their AD carry. Notice how every single fight we made it a priority to take out Draven. This is a good tip for all ELO. Just whenever you're in a team fight, make sure to take out the highest priority target, whoever's the most fed. Whoever is the biggest threat on an enemy team, the largest threat, so long as they aren't tanky, focus them down and kill them as quickly as possible. Because they are the main carry for the enemy team. You want to take them out and shut them down. That's what we've been doing. We've shut down Draven every single fight, and because of that, we've been able to win every fight. And like this mistake I've seen so many times at lower elo, people focus down whoever's lower on HP and not necessarily whoever is the more important carry on an enemy team, and then they lose the fight. They're like, oh great, we killed one of the squishier, we killed like the support, and we turned this fight into a 4v5, but then they still lose that fight because they didn't take out the carry. So always make sure to take out the carry. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to see more, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.